the Constitution, our Constitution, the present Constitution of Pakistan, became operative on 14th August 1973. But within 4 years, it was subverted and suspended on 5th of July 1977. The 8th Amendment to the Constitution was enacted on 11th November 1985 to provide safe passage to the general who had violated his oath of office and the constitutional order, and also to provide constitutional cover to the laws promulgated during his tenure. So I mentioned earlier that ordinances naturally die after a period of 120 days, which is a presidential ordinance, but you will find many ordinances still on the statute books, and that is the reason. For instance, the income tax ordinance, otherwise an inoffensive kind of document, but since it was an ordinance promulgated when the constitutional scheme had been disrupted, it had to be saved, and this was done by Parliament amending the Constitution. In this case, it was done by inserting Article 270A into the Constitution. These A and A's are very interesting because the original text did not have A in it. But we were not done with just the one A. The Constitution was again subverted and suspended on 12th October 1999. The 18th Amendment to the Constitution was enacted on 8th April 2010 to similarly provide safe passage to another general who had also violated his oath and the constitutional order, and also to provide constitutional cover to the laws promulgated during his tenure. This was done by inserting Article 270 into the Constitution. Through the 8th and the 18th Constitution amendments, a number of other amendments were also made to the Constitution. These Constitution amendments also stipulated that the action of these dictators shall, quote, not be called in question in any court on any ground whatsoever. Why is the Constitution important? Frequent tampering with Constitution and laws undermine them. To ensure their durability, there must be longevity. That is, they must subsist for a considerable period of time to retain the original ethos. Misguided political experiments destroy the old order and undermine the credibility of the new. Subverting and suspending the Constitution and then validating such acts does a great injustice to the people of Pakistan and the social contract binding them and the country together. What was conceived in 1940, envisaged in 1949, and detailed in 1973 must no longer be disrupted. And I would now just want to thank Dr. Parvez Hassan, Dr. Parvez Goodboy, I'm so sorry, for inviting me. It was out of the blue I received, he contacted me and I was sort of thrilled, if I can use the word, that I was considered worthy to give a lecture, distinguished Eqbal Ahmad. I would also like to thank the organizers, I believe Fizza Tawfiq and Masood Azhar Sahab. And I would just like to conclude by thanking all of you for attending. It's a somewhat dry subject. Thank you for providing me this opportunity to present the salient features of the Constitution. And now let us work together to make this glorious state into one of the greatest in the world. These are Kai's words. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.